Namaste. Today we will see pranayama techniques for immunity boosting. So here we are not going to discuss on the restrictions or the benefits, as we have already, as the title says, it is a immunity booster. We are in this video we are going to focus only on how to do the each kriya. First, we'll start with the preparatory practices, that is called kriyas. The first one is Bhastrika Pranayama. So in Bhastrika, how we do? We have to bring our hands sideways to the chest, open palms, inhale, and then while exhaling, we have to bring our hands down and folding our palms and forceful exhalation. Right here, active inhalation, active exhalation happens. So I'll show one cycle now. If you see, from chest region, I am filling into the chest region and exhaling from the chest region. You can observe now. This is Bhastrika Pranayama. So if you are doing newly, you can start with 4-5 strokes initially, and with daily practice you can go till 20-21 cycles in a day. So when you do in daily basis. So this is Bhastrika Pranayama. And so the good time to do all this pranayama that we are going to discuss is better. The best time is morning. If it is not possible for you in the morning, then evening. So this is one kriya. And the next one is Kapalabhati. So in Kapalabhati, passive inhalation happens and active exhalation happens. So how we do it? So we can adopt any meditative posture. Earlier I have shown you Bhastrika in Sukhasana. Now I will show in Vajrasana posture, just to show you different variations. You can adopt anything that you feel comfortable. But one advantage with Vajrasana is, so all the pranayamas, for that matter any yogasanas, yoga postures, you should try to keep our back and neck in the same line. So with Vajrasana that happens automatically. So here Kapalabhati, as we told, active exhalation, passive inhalation. When we start, and hands we can adapt Dhyana Mudra, but it is not mandatory. So first we have to completely fill in air and then keep exhaling strokes. So this is Kapalabhati. So here, if you see, from air I am pushing the air, and from stomach I am pushing the air, and it is coming from the nose, right? Only from this force only it should come. There is another way that we can pull air out, right? Like this. When you get cold we do, right? This way also air is coming. Here nose is trying to pull the air. So this is not the right way. Pulling from the nose is not right way. With stomach pushing it, it has to come out. That we have to make sure. And when we do this, there are different speeds. Like the one I am going to show now. This is slow pace actually. If you are doing for the first time, you can start with this speed, and then with practice you can slowly increase the speed. Like this you can come. So like this, so once you inhale fully, keep exhaling till you feel exhausted, and then you just live like that. So then what happens, for some seconds you will not feel like inhalation or exhalation. That is called Keval Kumbhaka. You experience that state. If you are not able to experience, that's perfectly fine. It will come with practice. And then again inhale. Again exhale. till you feel exhausted. Like that, 3 rounds we have to do. Right? This is Kapalabhati Kriya. So these two kriyas are cleansing techniques. That means we are cleaning up the lungs before we go to the actual pranayama. Bhastrika and Kapalabhati. Now we move to the another preparatory practice that is called Vibhagiya Pranayama. It is also called sectional breathing. So we know that lungs are divided into 3 parts: lower lobes, middle lobes and upper lobes. So now we are going to activate all 3 parts. Generally what happens is in day-to-day activity, in anybody for that matter, all 3 lobes are not utilized properly. So those 3 lobes are not used properly. So for any human being, they will be actively using one lobe. It could be middle or lower lobe generally, and the another lobe will be partially used. The third one is not used at all. So in this practice, we are going to activate all 3 lobes. That way, we are going to utilize our lungs 100%. That we are going to train our lungs. So here what we do, first we have to inhale and exhale only to the lower lobes. So when you inhale to the lower lobes, only stomach region bulges up and then goes in. So to do this practice, hands you have to adopt chin mudra. Chin mudra is this: thumb and pointing finger touching each other, the remaining 3 fingers open, right? And here there is no tightness or anything. For complete all the pranayamas, it has to be naturally just keeping like that, no stiffness or shrinking in, nothing like that, right? So we have to adopt chin mudra and inhale only stomach, chest there is no change, stomach will bulges up, and exhale, stomach goes in, again inhale, only stomach comes out. This way we are filling only lower lobes and exhaling only from the lower lobes. So this way we have to do 5 rounds. So when we are doing pranayama, right, and inhalation, exhalation in most of the cases and all the practices that we are going to do now, exhalation should be longer than the inhalation. Inhalation we do normally inhale. Assume if you would have taken inhalation 4 seconds. Exhalation is much more than 4 seconds. It could be 5, 6, 7 seconds based on your natural ability. Right? Slow exhalation. So like this, 5 rounds we have to inhale and exhale with the lower lobes. And then we'll go to the middle lobes. Now, Chinmaya Mudra we have to make. So from Chin Mudra, if you close the remaining 3 fingers, then it becomes Chinmaya Mudra. We'll adopt Chinmaya Mudra. And then when we inhale now, only chest comes out. No change in the stomach. And exhale slowly. As we already told, exhalation should be longer than the inhalation. So this way again 5 cycles we have to do, 5 inhalations, 5 exhalations. So once it is done, we'll go to the upper lobes. For upper lobes, we have to adopt Adi Mudra. How to do Adi Mudra? First tuck in your thumb and then close remaining 4 fingers. This becomes Adi Mudra. And upper lobes comes around this region, and from outside if you see, when you feel upper lobes, your shoulder regions are slightly comes up, and when you exhale from the upper lobes, they goes down. But compared to other two, this is little difficult to observe initially. With practice, we will master it, this as well, right? So when you inhale, there should not be any change in the stomach or chest, only upper lobes. Shoulders comes up. Exhale. Shoulders comes down. So here in the initial days, it might not be coming, the shoulders might not be coming up automatically. So you can actively bring it up when you are exhaling through the upper lobes, and then bring it down when you are exhaling for initial days. Then it becomes natural, right? So for see better, we have a better view. See, when you inhale, exhale, like this 5 rounds again. So this is, now we have done lower lobes, middle lobes, upper lobes, one at a time. Now all three together we will do. For this we have to adopt Brahma Mudra. Brahma Mudra is from Adi Mudra. We have to keep little below to our navel region, palms facing up, both the hands touching each other. No tightness, we are just keeping the mudra just like that. Right? Now when we inhale, first we have to inhale lower lobes, stomach bulges up, and then inhale to the middle lobes, then chest comes out, and then inhale to upper lobes, shoulder region comes up. Now complete 100% we filled fully. And now completely we need to exhale. So exhale from the lower lobes, stomach goes in, exhale from the chest, chest goes in, middle lobes, exhale from the upper lobes, shoulders comes down. So this is the complete inhalation exhalation process. So we'll do one round now. Exhalation started. Inhale. Exhale. So this also 5 rounds we have to do. To reduce the video length, I'm just telling how to do and how many rounds. So when we do in a day-to-day activity, we have to practice that many rounds. So now we are done with the kriyas and preparatory practices. Now we'll go to the actual pranayama. So the first one is Anuloma Viloma. Most of you would have known about this, right? So we have to adopt Nasika Mudra. So for the pointing finger and middle finger comes down, remaining 3 fingers open. This is called Nasika Mudra. And close your right nostril. So here a gentle touch, it will block. We don't need to press like this, right? Not required. A gentle touch, little above your nostril tip, it will block. And then exhale from the left nostril. Exhale. After exhalation, inhale from the left. After inhalation, close your left nostril, open right, and exhale from right. Inhale from the same. After inhalation, close right, open the opposite, exhale. Inhale. After inhalation, close left, open opposite, exhale. This way we have to continue. This balances the Ida, Pingala, Vise, Suryanadi, Chandranadi, right? The breathing. Generally what happens is at any point of the time, only one will be active, the other will be passive. So now what we are trying to do with this practice is we are trying to balance them both, right? So here again, as I told earlier, exhalation should be longer than the inhalation, and the cycles you can start with slowly 5 or 6 a day, and then keep increasing on 9, 10, 20, right? There is no harm here, so you can do increase with the practice, but you should feel comfortable. So this is Anuloma Viloma or Nadi Shuddhi also it is called. So after this practice, we'll go to Nada Anusandhana, sound resonance it is called, right? How we do is, in this we are, so this, the upcoming 2 techniques, the Nada Anusandhana and the next one are very important for the immunity boosting and also especially in this COVID situations. So how we do, as we know different mudras, right? So first we have to adopt Chin Mudra and inhale fully and chant Akara. like this 3 rounds of Akara chanting with Chin Mudra. And then we have to adopt Chinmaya Mudra. We have seen in Vibhagiya Pranayama. So actually these mudras will help you to activate particular parts of the lungs which are required for that particular kriya. That's why these mudras are important. So Chinmaya Mudra. Now we have to chant Ukara. So in Om, A, Om, A, right? So A we chanted 3 times. Now we have to chant Ukara 3 times. Inhale. This way Ukara also 3 times. So when you are chanting, we don't need to forcefully like that. We should not do anything that we do in pranayama. It's all natural, right? It has to happen naturally. So after 3 rounds of Ukara, we have to chant Makara. So for Makara, the mudra is Adi Mudra. Even we can keep this way also in all these mudras. So again inhale. Makara, like that also you can. Like this Makara 3 times. So once Akara, Ukara, Makara 3 times, once it is done, we have to move to the all 3 together. A, U, Ma together. Only thing is the ratio is 1:1:2 or 3 we can do. So that means if you chant Akara 2 seconds, Ukara 2 seconds, then the Makara 4 seconds or little longer is good. So for this the mudra is, as we did, Brahma Mudra. Like this, minimum 3, and we can do more also, right? This final one. So this is about Nadanusandhana. So now we will go to Bhramari Pranayama. So Bhramari, so there are 2 ways. One, without even keeping hands like this, without keeping just like this, you can chant an Akara, or with hands also we can do. So now here we will practice with hands variation. So here what we have to do, we have to keep our pointing finger on forehead, middle and ring finger on eyes, little finger little below the mouth. So in all these 4 fingers, there is no force, no pressing, anything. We are just keeping just like that. And then with thumb we have to close our ear. This closing ear is forced. So we have to press slightly, so that we will not be able to hear anything from the outside. So like this it becomes. And after doing that, we have to chant Nakara, like INN, in, Nakara, na, right? King, in, that Nakara. So to chant that Nakara, when you say in, automatically you can see your tip of the tongue will be touching to the upper palate, like that. So while chanting Nakara, it will be keep touching to the upper palate, and our focus should be on the crown of the head, right? We have to inhale and chant Nakara. I'll show you how to do that. So we have to keep all 4 fingers like the way we discussed, and close your ear tightly with the thumb. Inhale. like this, minimum 3 rounds. With practice you can increase couple more rounds. So this is Bhramari Pranayama. So here so when you are chanting Nakara, there is a chance, right, for few people little bit mouth will be open, but that is okay. Completely closed is also fine. So this is the set of practices which hardly it will take around 22 or 25 minutes. So if you can practice, it will be good. So we will close with Shanti Mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranam to the motherland, Bhumata. So generally, all these practices, if you can do with closed eyes, that will be good. For video purpose, I was keeping my eyes open and doing. Namaste.